Without you, we're nothing. Without you, we're nobodies. Without you, we make no impact. Without you, oh God, no one knows about us. Without you, we don't have life. Without you, we don't exist. Without you, oh God, we're just like a wind, oh God. Without you, we're nothing, oh God. We give you praise this Sunday afternoon. Lord, we've come to understand that you are the reason we live. In you we live, in you we move, and in you we have our being. So Lord, we give you praise, oh God. If it were unto man, we wouldn't be alive today. If it were unto anybody, we wouldn't be standing here today. If man were to decide who to live and who to die, I wouldn't be here today, but thank God. You are the reason I live. You are the one that makes me alive. You are the one that makes me strength. Thank God I don't have to pay for life. Thank God I don't have to pay for breath. Thank God I don't have to pay to be asleep. Thank God I don't have to pay to be awake. Thank God if money were to buy life, if money were to buy health, if money were to buy existence, if money were to buy grace, if money were to buy mercy, for the word of God said your steadfast love never ceases and your mercy never comes to an end. Never new every morning. I woke up this morning, I found your mercy. I woke up this day, my body was weak but your mercy was strong. My body was weak but your mercy was strong. I woke up this Sunday afternoon, your mercy is here, God. Only those that feel they by their strength would not worship God. Only those that think they by their grace would not bless God. Only those pompous and proud would not praise Him. But the songwriter says, if I don't praise Him, the stones will cry out. I don't want those stones crying out when I'm alive, when my 2 feet is walking, when my hands are still strong. No stone will cry out when I'm alive. I will open up my mouth. No one in the sound may say, I was glad when they say, let us come into the presence of God. There is something about the presence of God. There is grace in the presence of God. There is life in the presence of God. There is joy in the presence of God. There is hope in the presence of God. God said to tell you, there is hope for the hopeless. There is hope for the hopeless. There is hope for the hopeless. In the presence of God, there is fullness of joy and the Messiah. There is fullness of joy.
Thank you, Lord. Father, we are grateful. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
The Bible said God inhabit the praises of His people. So which means when you begin to praise God, God jumps into your praise. Oh my God. If only you know the kind of God you serve. If only you know how big this God is. I know that situation is big. But if only you know how big this thing is. If you know how big your mighty God is, we got to enlarge Him. The songwriter said, magnify the Lord with me. Exalt His name forever. You know what that means? It means make God so big in your situation. The devil always wants you to shrink God in the midst of your situation. The bill is big, the pain is big, the issue is big, the crying is big, the headache is big. The devil always wants you to amplify the situation you go through, and the moment you begin to make your situation big, your God becomes small. And I beg to differ. I know the God that I serve. I know how big my God is. No situation is bigger than my God. No challenge is bigger than my God. I don't care what the doctor said. They said I'm gonna die. They said I should lay in bed. But my God is a healer. My God is a big God. My God is life. My God is wealthy. The camels upon 1,000 hills belong to my God. The silver and the gold. I always tell people, you think you want to trade in stock exchange? God has already been trading all this while. The Bible said the camels upon 1,000 hills are his. So God is already trading in the stock exchange on commodities. He said the silver and the gold are mine. So God knows everything. God said the wealth, everything is mine. Why should I be afraid? Look at somebody and say, I'm fearless. Oh, come on, you didn't hear me. Look at someone. I know you've been messed about in your mind and certain things troubling you. But look at someone, tell them, go to two people, look at them and tell them, point to them and say, you know what? I'm fearless. I don't know about you, but I'm fearless. I'm not afraid. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I'm no longer a slave to fear. If I were to stand up and declare it, then I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am fearless. Nothing breaks me. Nothing shakes me. Nothing moves me. I am fearless. I am fearless. What?
My leg is gone.
I'm fearless. Fearless. God told me, he said, tell them to declare that I'm fearless. Nothing else shakabaya. I am fearless. Nothing else shabakaya. Listen, let me tell you, when you're fearless doesn't mean there is no tendency for you to be afraid, which means there are things with the potential to make you afraid. But in spite of all these things, you stand them and look them in the face and you say, I am fearless. Face the fear, face. I am fearless. I don't know about you. God said, don't be afraid of their faces.
My face is afraid of
To fear. I am a child of God. Oh, you made me say that. Let's not go in there. Let's not go in there. Kabo Shababa. Pain has fear. Even the people, where the people know, and they start calling storms names. They start calling Hurricane Michael and Leslie because they know they have face. So they are not afraid about Shia. They know that pain has face. They said it's coming from this side. It's coming. Oh, Shakaba. We speak to every pain right now. We command you to leave that body in the name of Jesus. The devil is coming to try to crumble your mind, to arrest your mind. He's trying to capture your thinking, so you cannot think yourself away from that. Then the devil is a liar. Fearless. Fearless. We are fearless. This church is fearless. These people are fearless. Our families are fearless. Our children are fearless. My bank account is fearless. My body is fearless. My mind is fearless. We are fearless. In the name of Jesus. I'll be seated in God's presence. Before you take me away from what God wants me to speak today. Shabakaya, these people, you carry so much anointing in this house that if one is not careful, you will not even teach or preach. You will just get lost in the presence of God. And that's how we want it anyway. I went somewhere and they said, let us integrate God into the service. And I said, the devil is a liar. In a household of mercy, you do not integrate God into the service. He has the service. He decides what happens in the service. If you integrate God into your service, which means you have your service planned out, and then you say, oh, where do we fit God in? All right, let's let God come and join. No, we don't let God come and join this service. God has this service. He has control of us. He decides what should be done. He decides who should be healed or not. He decides who should speak or not. If God asks me to shut up on a Sunday morning, I will shut up, sit down, fold my legs, and watch someone else preach, because it's not my church. It is the body of Christ. It belongs to God. Whoever God anointed, God put his hands on Malachi and say, you small little boy, open your mouth and speak. I will shut up my mouth, sit down, cross my leg, and listen to the boy speak. It doesn't matter what vessel God uses, as long as God is speaking. If God's going to speak through JJ, let God speak. Let God speak. And let every man be a liar and shut up.
Yes. Thank you, Lord.
Let God speak. I pray that God speak in your family. As a matter of fact, I declare that every voice that has been predominant in your home, that is not from God, every voice that has been making strategic decisions that is affecting the existence of your home, in your money, in your body, in your mind, your marriage, your ministry. If you're watching online, I stand by the authority of God. And I declare this Sunday afternoon that every voice that has been speaking, every voice that comes like suggestion, every voice that comes like an idea that is not from God, telling you to stay or move, telling you to travel or not, telling you how to love or not, affecting the existence of your home, trying to crumble your marriage and your money. Oh, we're fighting demons now, I know it. Every plan of the enemy trying to destabilize your home, every voice from hell, we command you to shut up in the name of Jesus. Let God be true, let every man be a liar. I just feel in my spirit that there are voices whispering in homes, saying things and telling things, and you think it's a good idea, and all of a sudden you step out of the will of God, and it takes you a long time to come back. But the devil is a liar. It'll not happen again. The last time it happened was the last time it's happened. We shut every open door, every crack on the wall, every access, every crack on the wall. The ones that you know of, the ones you don't know, even the ones that you by yourself open up. We as a church, we join faith together and we shut every cracked wall in the name of Jesus. We send the builders in, but they give the plaster the holes. We shut every hole in the wall that the enemy used to come into your home. We shut it in the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. Well, bless God. If you're watching online, this is the household of mercy. We will not apologize the way we have our service. We always have our service like this. God reigns on us and we are privileged to be His people. Amen. I want to rush quickly into what God has in stock for us today. This song was on my mind. I wanted to sing it, but there's no time. God, I look to you. I won't be overwhelmed. Give me vision to see things like you do. God, I look to you. You're where my help comes from. Give me wisdom. You know just what to do. So when my mind is overwhelmed, I look to God because He gives me vision. Sometimes we don't see things the way they are supposed to be seen. So we look up to Him in those moments and say, God, I want to see things like you see them.
Yes, Lord.
Like the man of God prayed and said, God, open the eyes of my servant, that he will see that them that are for us are more than them that are against us. He said, God, open your eyes, you will be running. You would not know all the angels that God has assigned working on your behalf. So God, I look to you. I would be overwhelmed. Give me vision to see things as you do. God, I look to you. You're where my helps come from. Give me wisdom to know just what to do. Oh, Father, we bless you, God. We worship you this morning. We worship you this Sunday afternoon. There are hearts in this place that are overwhelmed, oh God.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
There are minds that have been battered, oh God.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
There are people watching online who have been in tears all night, oh God.
Yes, Lord.
There are people who don't have an idea where their next help comes from, oh
Yes,
God.
Lord. Yes, Lord.
There are people with all their knowledge do not have an idea what is happening about them, oh God. There are people, oh God, crying for your help, oh God. Look upon your children, God, with an eye of mercy. Look upon your children. want to occupy. Make no mistake, most of the places that you're going to occupy already have occupants. But God will give you the ability to drive them out.
Yes.
There is an anointing to drive people out. There is an anointing to make people to take flights. All of a sudden they say, I don't walk here no more. It's too much for me. All of a sudden they say, I don't want to be around anymore. I'm relocating. It's too much for me. Oh God. That your fire that make people uneasy.
Yes.
That make the wicked run.
Amen.
That your fire that make them not to be able to come close.
Amen.
That your fire that make them to reverse their car on the express and go back home. That your fire, God, that make them not to catch their flight. Your fire, God, that make them not to be able to stand and speak. That make them to take flights.
Amen. Yes.
So your children can occupy what belongs to them.
Amen. Yes.
There are a lot of people that don't enjoy what God has given you that is rightfully yours. Because there are occupants in the realms of the spirit. But you don't know it, you're physically there. But spiritually someone is occupied. But we drive them away in the name of Jesus. Father, we bless you this Sunday. If you have a Bible, I want you to talk quickly to the book of 2 Samuel chapter 9. There is an anointing to deliver in this house this afternoon. Samuel chapter 9. I want to read from the very first verse, 2 Samuel 9. It will be on the screen. Here beginning the reading of God's word. And David said, is there still anyone left of the house of Saul, that I may show him kindness for Jonathan's sake? Now there was a servant of the house of Saul, whose name was Ziba, and they called him to David. And the king said to him, are you Ziba? He said, I am your servant. And the king said, is there not still someone of the house of Saul, that I may show him the kindness of God to him? Ziba said to the king, there is still the son of Jonathan. He should have just stopped there, but he said he is crippled in his feet. I don't want to talk what I want to say, but most times when people bring you forward, instead of them to just present you, they present you but then point out your weakness. There is a woman that's been working here for a long time, but she's black. But she is white. But she comes late a little bit. She can't sing. The king said to him, where is he? And Ziba said to the king, he is in the house of Micaiah, the son of Amiel at Lo-debar. The king David sent and brought him from the house of Micaiah, the son of Amiel at Lo-debar. And Mephiboshet, the son of Jonathan, son of Saul, came to David and fell on his face and paid homage. And David said, Mephiboshet. And he answered, behold, I am your servant. And David said to him, do not fear, for I will show you kindness for the sake of your father Jonathan, not because of you. For the sake of your father Jonathan, and I will restore to you all the land of Saul your father, and you shall eat at my table always. And he paid homage and said, what is your servant, that you should show regard for a dead dog as I? His situation has been so bad that he doesn't count himself as worthy of any mercy. Then the king called Ziba, Saul's servant, and said to him, all that belongeth to Saul and to all his house I have given to your master's grandson. And you and your sons, oh God, I like this, you and your sons and your servants shall till the land for him, and shall bring in the produce, that your master's grandson may have bread to eat. But Mephiboshet, your servant, your master's grandson, shall always eat at my table. Now Ziba had 15 sons and 27. Look at all the people that God has decided to work for you. You that is from the backside, you that is crippled, you that think nothing is working for you, you that have always looked down on yourself, you that think you're not worthy. Look at all the people that God has set up for you. You see, when they say, can a nation be built in a day? God can take you in one moment and transform you. From you being a janitor and a pauper, all of a sudden you have an enterprise, a business that people are already working for you by one prophetic instruction. Oh, you don't get it. Now Ziba had 15 sons and 20 sons. Then Ziba said to the king, according to all that my lord the king commands his servant, so will your servant do. So Mephiboshet, status change. Mephiboshet ate at David's stable like one of the king's sons. Oh my God. 1 minute you were trekking. 1 minute you were being rolled on a wheelchair. 1 minute you were begging, living from hand to mouth. 1 minute you were the one on the backside that everyone will walk past. 1 minute you were the one in the ladies giving people tissue to wipe their hand. 1 minute you are the one that will wipe all the chairs and clean and pack up everything and ensure that the ground has been mopped and cleaned and all that. But in just 1 moment, your status changed. And Mephiboshet had a young son. Now, it's hard to comprehend it. It's like you and I, all of a sudden, with our lives just change, and they take it and say, from this moment, you'll be treated like Prince William or Harry. It's hard to comprehend, because from 1 moment you were waiting for a boss, Matthew. From 1 moment you were struggling on the way, rain beating you coming to church just to set up, running with your boy in the buggy, trying to come on time to come and set up church. In a twinkling of an eye, you have FBI, you have CIA, MI6, you have all those people going ahead of you before you show up in 1 minute. It's hard to comprehend. I don't blame you. It is a challenge for me to even understand it. In 1 moment, you are the one saying, I beg to apply. In the other moment, you're the one calling everybody to assemble the board. I want to have a meeting, I'm free. 1 minute you were the one opening the door with your hand and your squared shoulder and said, welcome to Backlash, welcome to HSBC, welcome to Microsoft, welcome to Google. Where do you want to go? Where are you visiting? When is your appointment? The next minute you're the one shutting down the office and say, I want to have a meeting with all the heads of the department. And Mephiboshet had a young son whose name was Micah. And all who lived in Ziba's house became Mephiboshet's servant. Now there are people already that God has set up to be working for you. Oh, you will not understand it. The place you were going to occupy, you were going this way, walking into that place with your heads bowed, afraid to look up, ashamed to talk about your past, struggling just to feed, don't even know where your next meal is coming from, struggling just to look up, ashamed to tell people your family name, struggling to tell them your situation, not realizing that the place you're going to, God has already set up a whole household that are tilling the ground working for you, setting things up and making things work for you just by a prophetic declaration and a generational blessing. God said to speak to someone today that the blessing that is coming your way, you did not work for it, you did not labor to get it, you did not pray to get it, you did not scream to get it, you did not dance to get it, you did not shout to get it. Someone has already paid for it. I want to speak today about generational blessing. We've always heard so much about generational curses. Oh, the fathers have eaten sour grapes, and the teeth of the sons have been set on edge. Oh, my grandfather was a gold-teeth worshiper. That is why I'm suffering. Oh, my mother did fetish things. That is why I'm laboring. Oh, my great-grandfather used to serve the juju in our village. That is why my head is this way. But no one is taking the time to tell us that there are blessings that your ancestors worked for that you should enjoy today. There are blessings because the devil would always want you to emphasize on the negative things that your parents did, but would not allow you to have access, view of their investments for you to enjoy. Now, when we talk about investment, we're not only emphasizing on financial investment. I gave an example during the Friday night prayer meeting. I said my mom was dedicated to trade. My mom was a good timekeeper. My mom was a good handler of finances. Never went to school, but one of the best accountants I've ever seen. My mom was kind and disciplined and loving and caring, and understood how to manage 9 children by herself. But I know how to manage everyone and ensure that we did everything and everyone went to school. Never went to school. Now, how dare you tell me that I would not be a good timekeeper? I will not be an accountant. I will not be kind and warm, that my children will not enjoy the benefit of my mother's investment. Those are generational blessings. They are virtues that we can capture from what our parents did and look back and begin to speak upon our children. But the devil will not let you do that. He will only let you see the negative things that they did. But if your parents, your dad is an astute entrepreneur, he's an investor. Everywhere he goes, people know him. Your mom goes to places and everyone stand up and want to speak to her. Wherever she goes, people want to do her favor. You think it's a fluke that wherever you go, people want to deal with you. They want to handle with you. They want to join with you. But the problem is we've not taken the time to take advantage of those things. We say it, but we don't take advantage of them because we don't realize that they are generational blessings. So even as I'm speaking, your mind will begin to fly back to things that your parents have done. I begin to say, my God, how comes I'm not enjoying it? And for most of you, the things that are due you, other people are living in it. The blessings that are due you, your parents were cheated out of it. But look, in this anointing of generational blessings, we are calling back things. Oh God. my children to grow up and begin to say, they got blessed despite of me. I want my children to grow up and say, they got blessed because of me. Our text in 2 Samuel chapter 9 verse 1 to 3. I wanted to listen. I'll take my time because I will stop in 7 places and we'll make declarations. Our text in 2 Samuel chapter 9 from 1 to 3 begins with a very simple word, so with so much significance, and it's the word and. We're there. Verse 1. And. That's right. The word and is used to introduce a sentence implying continuation, which suggests to me that the request made by King David about his desire to release generational blessings was not done out of boredom, stupor, nor compulsion. David did not all of a sudden wake up and say, I'm drunk. Oh, is there anyone in Saul's house? No. He was not bored to say, oh, I'm bored. There's nothing to do. Let me bless someone. No. It was an indication that God had made him to say it. This request was not done as a result of the king's inability to think or act normally, but rather because, in my opinion, there was a divine push from heaven. I want you to listen. God is about to push some people just to do you good.
Amen. Amen.
Because I said, as I'm going on, we'll be declaring. God is about to push someone in government just to do you good.
Amen.
God is about to push someone in the judiciary just to work in your favor.
Amen.
God is about to push someone on the company board to do you good.
Amen.
I said this is an indication that when it comes to our blessing, what we consider coincidence is not necessarily coincidence. When you think that all of a sudden a man was just speaking to people, then he mentioned your name, or someone mentioned your name and remembered you. It is not coincidence. It's not by happenstance that it happened. God pushed someone to mention your name. It is a premeditated act from God. So God is about to cause certain people to start thinking in your direction for good. Let's back this up with scriptures. Esther chapter 6 from 1 to 3. I don't want to rush, so I can take the time to teach it a little bit so you can sit. Esther chapter 6 from 1 to 3. I will read quickly because of time. On that night the king could not sleep, and he gave orders to bring the book of memorable deeds, the chronicles, and they were read before the king. And it was found written how Mordecai had told about Bigthana and Teresh, two of the king's eunuchs, who guarded the threshold and who had sought to lay hands on King Ahasuerus. And the king said, what honor or distinction has been done to Davies? For this, the king's young men who attended him said, nothing has been done for the household of mercy. We can read further down to begin to find out the things that were done for Mordecai, but I'll leave that alone because of time. The king said, what honor has been done? All of a sudden a man could not sleep. Oh my God. We read of no illness. There was no illness. There was no night job. There was nothing that made him not to be able to sleep. I've done night job before, so I know how it feels to come back and not be able to sleep. That's not what it is. A king that powerful, a king with so much influence, a king that rules over 127 provinces, could not buy 1 hour of sleep. Because God has put you on his mind. A man, a senator that powerful, a prime minister that can say, shut down in office, I want to sleep now. and everything will shut down. It doesn't matter what is going on in the country. That powerful that could not buy 1 hour free. It reminds me to look at the steps that Jehovah took towards the advancement of Mordecai. You see, most times we belittle ourselves and think that we're nothing. But you don't seem to understand the kind of step, the miles that God can take just because of you, as small as you think you are. You do not have an inkling of understanding of how far God can go for you. I've heard someone say that I will kill for my children. Now that is man talking. Someone said, look, you dare not touch one of mine, heads will roll. How much more Yahweh? How much more equipment? How much more the great I am? The king could not sleep when Jehovah had a design to serve. There are people that will lack sleep because of you. Oh, people are knowing this house.
Amen.
There is no sleeping tablet that will cure this one. There is no holiday in Dubai that will cure this one. I said there are people, you're watching online and declare that there are people that will lack sleep because of you.
Amen. Yes.
I declare in the name of Jesus that some very powerful people will lose sleep because of you.
Amen.
I declare that serious deliberations will take place just to favor you.
Amen.
I declare that an impromptu committee meeting will be set up, formed, and commissioned
Amen.
to work on strategies and plans that will favor your business.
Amen.
But you don't understand.
Amen.
When all of a sudden they say there is an emergency committee meeting, wherever you are in the world, fly into London. Because at 12 midnight, we will be having a meeting. And they think the meeting was meant for the board. But there is one man, shaking. There is one man that has been calling on heaven. There is one man that has been interceding. There is one woman that has been crying to God for change. And God puts on your name on someone's mind. Some of you won't be able to handle what I'm saying till it starts happening. It doesn't matter how people pretend to be controlling factors in your life and destiny. It doesn't matter how they threaten to open or shut doors for you. You should never be afraid, because Esther chapter 6 that we just read proves that God's sovereign hand controls all events.
Amen. Amen.
Psalm 47 verse 8 explains, God sits on his throne and rules over the nations. This means our God, Jehovah, is in charge. You have to come to the realization and declare, my God, Jehovah is in charge. So I want you to say after me, my God, Jehovah, is in charge. Now, whilst you're saying it, picture that challenge that has threatened you, what you are afraid of, that mountain that stands in front of you. And I want you to close your eye in 1 second and we'll say it again. My God, Jehovah, is in charge. You know, I like when you walk into a company and then they don't serve you well. The next thing you're asking, who is in charge here? You see, because you know that there are certain things that the ordinary staff cannot do. That the man in charge can make a decision, discretional decision, and can change things. Back to our text. One of the interesting points to note is that King David in the preceding chapter had just returned from a series of wars and battles. So if we go back to 2 Samuel 8, you will discover that David just came back from fighting, from war. He was busy. He was fighting. So it amazes me how he can switch from conquering and capturing to a calculated and coordinated move in releasing generational blessing. So it doesn't matter how busy the people are that God wants to use to bless you. When the time comes for God to make them bless you, oh God, I just feel like sitting down and let someone be preaching this word and for me to be getting excited. Because I know that something is already working on my behalf.
Yes.
This brings me to the point that when the time comes for God to release blessings that are due you as a result of the sacrifices and the investments made by your ancestors, it doesn't matter what mood the people in position are. I do not care if they are planning a general election. I do not care if they're in the middle of a presidential election. I do not care if there's a party convention. I do not care what the economy says. I do not care what the nation is like at the time. When the time, according to God's calendar, came for God to give Mephiboshet what belonged to him, David just came back from battle. The man should be resting and relaxing and checking all the assessment based on the fact that he was involved in it. God put Mephiboshet in his mind, and he said, is there anyone in the house of Saul that I can show him kindness for Jonathan's sake? The blessing that is coming your way is not the one you worked for.
Amen. Amen.
See, I will say it again till it sinks. God will activate people into action with you on their mind.
Amen.
Oh my God.
Yes.
When the time comes for God to restore back to you the years that the locust, the caterpillar, the palmer worm, the canker worm has stolen. I'm not talking about days. I'm talking about years. You told me you suffered for 10 years. You told me since you were married, you've never enjoyed a pleasure. You told me you've been struggling to feed. You told me every month you struggle to pay your bills. You told me you've always struggled to get something on. But you didn't realize that your parents back then had everything going for them. They had things set up for them. In their mind, they set up for you to receive. But the enemy came and snatched things from them. And now you're suffering instead of enjoying the blessing that came out of your household. But today, under this anointing, we declare in the name of Jesus that everything that has been stolen from your home, everything the enemy has snatched away from your home, we command this day a restoration in the name of Jesus.
Thank you, Lord.
Oh Jesus, let me run very quick. Looking at how King David requires about the house of Saul in our text suggests to me that except there is a divine influence, people will not remember you. Except there is a divine influence, except God moves them. You've been upset. You're like, I've been to his office several times. He acts like he doesn't see me. I've been there several times. They've mentioned my name. They've told them my father's name. They've told them my sister's name, my brother's name. They know what this man can just make one decision and everything will change around my family. They don't see you. But we declare today in the name of Jesus that it doesn't matter who they are, where they are, what they are doing, that it is time for restoration. It is time for generational blessing. Everything that was stolen from your father, every blessing that was stolen from you, you are meant to be the head of the family. Everything the enemy has put in operation to deprive you of the blessing of the firstborn, every blessing that is meant to shake it again. You think it's just happening for happening's sake? The enemy has been in operation trying to deprive you of everything that God has designed for you. But this day we declare in the name of Jesus restoration in the name of Jesus. You are crippled, yes we know. You are sound, yes we know. You don't look well, yes we know. They got excuses, yes we know. But it's time to sit at the king's table. It's time to eat with the king. It's time to enjoy the blessings. It's time to get all the restored. It's time to get all the restored things. It's time to grab hold of everything. People are beginning to work for you. People are beginning to till your ground. People are beginning to cultivate your land. People are beginning to move on your behalf. In the name of Jesus.
Thank you,
The family meeting is about to be converged with you as the agenda. I said the family meeting is about to be converged with you as the agenda. I declare, I want us to open our mouth and pray this prayer. I declare that God will steady hands of people in authority and position towards me. People who have the power to release every blessing that is due me because of the sacrifices made by my ancestors. In the name of Jesus. Your fathers labored to set up other people's company. Who told you that you're not meant to enjoy of that labor? Your mothers labored to raise other people's children. Who told you you're not meant to enjoy? You said, you see, the thing is, we just think it's just happening. Oh, my mother was kind. She looked after people's children. Oh, she liked to take people that are not your own. Why can't other people look after your own? Why can't other people put your kids on scholarship? Why can't other people pay for the bills for your children? Why do you have to struggle when all the investment your parents put in just to make things work for other people? You should be enjoying right now. Your mom put people on scholarship, trained them from birth till they became adults, got married and had children. These are blessings that you should be enjoying. You should look back and begin to search your family history instead of looking for causes. It's time to begin to search and say, what did my father do? What did my mother do? My father worked in the government. He was faithful. He did not compromise. They didn't promote him because he did not compromise, which means my father is faithful. Therefore, I declare, based on my father's faithfulness, I receive that the blessing that is due him. I declare my father had his name in the Guinness Book of Records. Based on that blessing, my children should be the head of school. My children should be the head of company. I should be the head of my department. I was speaking to my mom yesterday, and she said, in your father's mother's side, they were so intelligent. They were so smart. They were very hardworking. But she didn't know I was going to preach about generational blessing. And I said, thank you, Mom. Because now you gave me more things to hold on to. Oh, God. Oh, I can't finish this. I will continue this next Sunday. I want us to bow our heads. Oh, don't think about causes. Think about blessing. As you think about blessing, I want you to begin to open your mouth. You may not be the favorite of your father. You may not be the favorite of your mother. But you were part of that family. And there are blessings. Oh my God. In this atmosphere, every curse that was placed on you even by your parents. Oh God, have mercy, have mercy, have mercy. Have mercy. Every word that they spoke saying you will not enjoy of their labor. Come on, open your mouth and ask for that mercy. Every word that they spoke and said you will not enjoy of my labor. Everything that they spoke to say I can't labor and you enjoy. Everything they spoke that you didn't realize that is affecting you. Even your children right now. Every word that was spoken. Oh Lord, have mercy. We come this day by the speakings of the blood. We plead the blood of Jesus. We plead the blood. You're watching online, but plead the blood of you. Begin to open your mouth and take all the blessings that belong to your family. Who told you only poverty was in your family? Who told you only lack was in your family? family who told you only struggle was in your family. Your parents labored, which means they are hardworking. That is a blessing to take from. You open your mouth this Sunday afternoon and begin to speak upon your life. You got to open your mouth and I say whisper. I did not say shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. I say open your mouth and speak this afternoon that every blessing that was in my father's house, in my mother's house, I declare it begins to manifest in my life. Every favor that they operated with, every kindness, every abundance, every prosperity, every job, every opportunity that my father enjoyed, every hard work they put in, every investment, every house that belonged to them, the crown that was belonged to my father, the crown that belonged to my household, every crown, every glory, we receive them this day. We lay hold of them. In the name of Jesus. Father, we bless you. Father, we bless you, Lord. Oh, Shababaya, crown. God said crowns are coming back. Glory coming back. Your shine is coming back. They stole the crown from your family, and it's time for it to come back. They stole the crown trying to kill it, and it's time for it to come back. Restoration, restoration, bringing it back, bringing it back, bringing it back. Everything that was stolen. Listen, let me tell you something. I mentioned the other day in prayer that when a thief is caught, he pays back. And I said a lot of times we think that the people that steal from us are necessarily the ones exactly to return it. You see, when they steal from you, a lot of them I don't care as long as I get it back. And what if the people that stole from you are there? Does it mean that the thing is gone? But God said to tell you there are certain things that were claimed from your family. The people that stole it are gone. But God is about to restore to you. So houses will come easy. Land will come easy. Opportunities will come easy. It is not fluke. It is because it's a generational blessing that came to you. Your parents had several cars. Why should they be walking around the city like you're doing marathon and you're doing a leg exercise, whatever it is? The devil is a liar. It is time for you to walk in your father's blessings. You've received the curses too much. It is time to walk in those blessings. Your children, the Bible said that Mephiboshet had a son. So your children also are meant to be enjoying this generational blessing. Your children are meant to be enjoying blessings, not curses. Father, will speak this into manifestation. Will declare this into manifestation. You're stirring the hearts of people, oh God. You're giving them a restless, sleepless night. Just for us, oh God. They will not sleep until they travel all the way to do business with us. They will not sleep until they travel all the way to set up a meeting for us. They will not shut the door until we put in our bid. They will not shut up the door until our proposal make it in. They will not shut the door until we make our own opportunity count. In the name of Jesus. Father, we bless you, God. In the name of Jesus. We declare this, and so shall it be. And let the saints of God scream a loud amen. Amen. In the name of Jesus. Amen. We're going to give. If you're watching online, before we end the broadcast, do not deprive yourself of not giving. If you want to give, let us know. We'll send you a link and tell you how to give. But give into the word that you received. Give into the generational word. Give into those blessings word. We don't want to cajole, confuse you, manipulate you. But you know as your heart prompts you. Give unto the Lord. Make sacrifices to the Lord. Provoke God and say, I'm giving this. I'm sowing the seed. Thanking you for the blessings that you've released already. In the name of Jesus. God bless you, God.